Hello students, today we are going to start with the topic from 12th standard syllabus, halogen derivatives. The topic number is 10. So halogen derivatives is the name of the topic. We will see what is meant by halogen derivatives. In the beginning, in 1975, when the 12th standard started, the name of the topic was halogen derivatives of alkanes. So alkanes was there only. Alkenes was not there, alkynes was not there, aromatic compounds was not there, only the alkanes was there. Then after that, next, the name of the topic was changed and it was haloalkanes and haloarenes. That means one part was added, that is arenes. Arenes means aromatic compounds. And now this year, the name of the topic is halogen derivatives. They have not mentioned whether the halogen derivatives of alkanes, alkenes or alkynes or aromatic hydrocarbons. That means everything is included in this particular halogen derivatives. So we will see what is meant by halogen first. Halogen, as we know, halogen are the 17 group elements and there are in all 5 elements called fluorine, then chlorine, then bromine, then iodine, and then astatine. So these are the 5 elements which are included in the 17th group of the periodic table, which are also called as halogens, because halogens means, halos means sea salt and genus means forming. So sea salt forming substances are called as halogens. Now in these particular halogens, say for example, when we say sea salt, we combine the halogen chlorine with sodium and form sodium chloride, which we all know is a sea salt. Now fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine. If we consider fluorine, fluorine is the first halogen and this fluorine is highly reactive and it reacts with almost everything which is present in the periodic table. So almost all the elements they react with fluorine and they react with fluorine violently. Just for an example, I will tell you, fluorine reacts with hydrogen at minus 120 degrees Celsius. So below the ice, it reacts and it forms HF, hydrogen fluoride. With alkanes or with hydrocarbons, it reacts again violently and all the hydrogens are removed and only carbon is left behind. That carbon also reacts with fluorine and forms CF4. Just I will show you one example. Say for example, if we take methane, that is CH4, and when fluorine combines with methane, F2, what happens? All the hydrogens from this methane are taken up by fluorine and you get carbon left behind plus 4HF. If you want to balance the reaction, we have to take 2 times of fluorine. And now this carbon also reacts with fluorine and forms CF4. So each and everything is removed, that means all the hydrogens are removed and this fluorine is highly reactive, therefore we are not going to consider this fluorine as halogen derivative because it is highly reactive. Chlorine, bromine and iodine, they are moderately reactive, so we can take them as halogen derivatives. If you take astatine, 80, astatine, it is radioactive and its half-life is say about 50 minutes or so. So astatine is also radioactive, therefore we also cannot take astatine as halogen derivatives. So the first and the last member from the halogen series we cannot take. So we can take chlorine, bromine and iodine for the derivative of or halogen derivatives. Now what is meant by derivative? Derivative means when you take a substance and that particular substance is converted into another substance, okay, by using one substance. Say for example, if we take halogen and if we prepare its compounds, we'll call it as halogen derivative. Now, as we all know, this particular topic is from organic section, and organic section means there is organic. So what is meant by organic chemistry? If you see the definition of organic chemistry in 11th standard, you have seen the definition of organic chemistry, and we know organic chemistry is nothing but study of hydrocarbons and its derivatives. So when we say hydrocarbons, means the compounds containing carbon and hydrogen only. And when we take hydrocarbons, we know hydrocarbons are alkanes, which are saturated hydrocarbons, then alkenes, which are unsaturated hydrocarbons, then alkynes, again unsaturated hydrocarbons, and then aromatic compounds or aromatic hydrocarbons like benzene, etc. So when you say hydrocarbons, these topics you may say they come in hydrocarbons. So when we say halogen derivatives, we are going to refer to halogen derivatives of hydrocarbons. So we are going to refer to alkanes, the halogen derivatives of alkanes. Then we are going to refer to alkenes, that is halogen derivatives of alkenes. Then we are going to refer alkynes, halogen derivatives of alkynes, and then we are going to refer to aromatic hydrocarbons, that is halogen derivatives of aromatic hydrocarbons. Okay, so halogen derivatives of these things are nothing but the compounds obtained by replacing the hydrogen from hydrocarbons by the halogen atom, and that halogen atom may be chlorine, bromine or iodine, and not fluorine and astatine. As we know, fluorine is highly reactive and astatine is a radioactive. So we are going to take the examples of chloro derivatives, bromo derivatives, iodo derivatives of alkanes, alkenes, alkynes and aromatic hydrocarbons. So if you want to define halogen derivatives, you can say halogen derivatives are the compounds obtained by reacting the halogens with the hydrocarbons. Okay. Now this is the definition of halogen derivatives. Now, if you want to classify these halogen derivatives, or you may say alkane, alkene, alkynes, aromatic hydrocarbons, etc. If you want to classify them, you can classify them according to the number of halogen atoms present in them. So, according to the number of halogen atoms, these halogen derivatives of alkanes are classified into monohalogen derivatives. Monohalogen derivatives. Mono means one, halogen means halogen. So monohalogen derivatives are the compounds having only one halogen atom. Okay, so monohalogen derivatives of these alkane, alkene, alkynes and aromatic hydrocarbons. Then dihalogen derivatives. Di means two, halogen means halogen. So dihalogen derivatives, they contain two halogen atoms. Then trihalogen derivatives, tri means three, so trihalogen derivatives, etc. So if you take the example of monohalogen derivative, mono means one, halogen means halogen atom. So we'll take monohalogen derivative of the very simple alkane, that is methane. Okay, so when I take methane and if I want to prepare its monohalogen derivative, just I will remove one hydrogen atom from methane and I will replace it by any halogen atom. So say for example, if I take methane CH4 and if I remove one hydrogen from methane, one hydrogen is removed and remaining there are three hydrogens, and if I replace it with chlorine, so I will get CH3Cl. This is monohalogen derivative of methane. If I remove two hydrogen atoms from methane and if I replace it with two halogen atoms, say for example CH2, and then if I take halogens as bromine, so I will write Br2. CH2Br2. This is dihalogen derivative of alkane. If I remove three hydrogen atoms from methane and replace it by say three halogen atoms. Say for example, I will take iodine. So the compound will be CHI3. So these are the halogen derivatives of alkanes. Monohalogen derivatives, dihalogen derivatives, trihalogen derivatives. You may say tetrahalogen derivatives. Remove all the four hydrogens from methane, replace it by say again chlorine, CCl4. Or pentahalogen derivatives, then we'll have to take two carbon atoms, so that we'll have six hydrogen atoms, and you can remove all the six hydrogen atoms by the halogen atom. Or you may say polyhalogen derivatives. Poly means many, polyhalogen derivatives. So according to the number of halogen atoms present, they are classified as monohalogen derivatives, dihalogen derivatives, trihalogen derivatives, etc, etc, etc. So this is the classification of monohalogen derivatives of, or halogen derivatives of alkanes. Okay. Now these monohalogen derivatives of alkanes are further classified according to the nature of the carbon atom to which the halogen atom is attached. You have studied in the 11th standard the carbon. If a particular compound has a carbon in it, that carbon may be of four different types. It will be a primary carbon atom, it will be a secondary carbon atom, it will be a tertiary carbon atom, and it will be a quaternary carbon atom. So there are four types of carbon atoms which is present in organic compounds. Primary carbon atom, what is mean by primary carbon atom? Primary carbon atom is one which is attached to only one carbon atom. So primary carbon atom is one which is attached to only one carbon atom. Say for example, if I take this example, I will take two carbon atoms. If you look at the first carbon atom, you will find that first carbon atom is attached to only one carbon atom. If you take the second carbon atom, the second carbon atom is attached to again only one carbon atom. So both of them are primary carbon atoms. And if the halogen atom is attached to such primary carbon atom, say for example any halogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, not fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, I will call it as X. So X is a general term used for halogens. So if I attach the halogen atom, that is X, to any of the carbon atoms, it is said that it is attached to primary carbon atom. Okay. Now you can fill up the hydrogens. You know the valency of carbon is 4. So you will have to fill the hydrogens. Say for example CH3, then CH2 and X. So this is a primary alkyl halide. Alkyl means alkyl group. You are seeing that this CH3CH2 is an alkyl group which is called as ethyl group, and halogen atom is attached to this ethyl group. So this is primary alkyl halide. Now suppose if we have only one carbon atom in a compound, that means if you take methane, only one carbon atom, and the halogen atom is attached to one carbon atom. So hydrogens will be 3, CH3X. Now this is called as super primary carbon. So super primary carbon is carbon which is only one carbon atom. The compound has only one carbon atom in it. So super primary carbon atom, halogen is attached to it. So this is primary alkyl halide. We can take more examples. Primary alkyl halides. If I take three carbon atoms, 1, 2 and 3, and if I attach the halogen atom to primary carbon atom, means the carbon atom which is attached to only one carbon atom. So this is primary, I have attached the halogen atom. So this is primary alkyl halide. If you want to fill up the hydrogens, you can fill it up like this: CH3, CH2, CH2 and X. You can take four carbon atoms, say for example 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now there are four carbon atoms. I have taken the example where four carbon atoms are there and there is a branching to this particular carbon atoms. Now if you look, you will find the central carbon atom, that means this carbon atom is attached to 3 carbon atoms. So this is a tertiary carbon atom. We are not interested in tertiary because we are seeing primary alkyl halide. But the remaining 3 carbon atoms, 1, 2 and 3, these 3 carbon atoms are primary because they are all attached to only one carbon atom. So you can have halogen atom to any of the carbon atoms. You can put the halogen atom over here, or you can put over here, or you can put over here. Anything you can do. And when the halogen atom is attached to such carbon atoms, then it is called as primary alkyl halide. And now you can put the hydrogens like this, because you know the valency of carbon is 4. So this is primary alkyl halide. Now secondary alkyl halide. What is mean by secondary alkyl halide? We are seeing the classification of monohalogen derivatives of alkanes, that is primary alkyl halide, then secondary alkyl halide. Secondary alkyl halide. Secondary alkyl halide is nothing but when the halogen atom is attached to secondary carbon atom, and secondary carbon atom is nothing but the carbon which is attached to two another carbon atoms. Say for example, if I take this 1, 2, 3. The central carbon atom is secondary carbon atom, and when the halogen atom is attached to such carbon atom, then it is called as secondary alkyl halide. So I will write the halogen atom on the second carbon atom. Don't confuse between second and secondary. Secondary means the carbon which is attached to two another carbon atoms, and second means the second carbon atom. Actually, in this particular example, this is the second carbon atom, but the example is of a secondary alkyl halide. Now you can put the hydrogens like this: CH3, CH and CH3. This is secondary alkyl halide. If you take one more example, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now here there are 4 carbon atoms and there are 2 secondary carbon atoms. So this is a secondary carbon atom, this is also a secondary carbon atom. If you put the halogen atom over here, then this will be a secondary alkyl halide. So secondary alkyl halide is nothing but halogen is attached to secondary carbon atom. Okay. Then tertiary alkyl halide. What is mean by tertiary alkyl halide? Tertiary alkyl halide. Tertiary means the carbon which is attached to 3 another carbon atoms. So in a particular compound, if there is a carbon which is attached to 3 another carbon atoms, then it is called as tertiary alkyl halide. Say for example, 1, 2, 3 and 4. I have taken 4 carbon atoms. Now out of these 4 carbon atoms, again the second carbon atom is tertiary carbon atom because it is attached to 3 other carbon atoms. So if you look at this particular carbon atom, you will find 1, 2 and 3 carbon atoms. And when the halogen atom is attached to such carbon atom, then it is called as tertiary alkyl halide. You can put the hydrogens like this. This is tertiary alkyl halide. So these monohalogen derivatives of alkanes, they are classified into primary alkyl halides, secondary alkyl halides, tertiary alkyl halides. Okay, so they are classified like this. Now if you take alkanes again, and if you see the classification of these halogen derivatives of alkanes depending upon the number of halogen atoms. Say for example, dihalogen derivatives. These dihalogen derivatives of alkanes, they are also called as dihalides. So how these dihalides are classified? These dihalides are classified like this: vicinal dihalides, geminal dihalides, polymethylene dihalides and isolated dihalides. They are classified into four different types: vicinal, geminal, polymethylene, and isolated dihalides. What is meant by vicinal? Vicinal means in the vicinity, in the nearby. So when two halogen atoms are attached to two separate but adjacent carbon atoms, they are called as vicinal dihalides. Say for example, I will take this 1 and 2, and two halogen atoms are attached to these two carbon atoms which are nearer to each other. Okay, they are in the vicinity of each other. If I take three carbon atoms, 1, 2 and 3, and if I put halogens over here, this is vicinal dihalide. Okay, if I take four carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and if I put halogen atoms like this, then this is vicinal dihalide. So vicinal dihalides are the dihalides in which two halogen atoms are attached to two separate, not on the same carbon atom, separate and adjacent carbon atoms. So these two halogen atoms should be on the adjacent carbon atoms. Geminal dihalides. Geminal means same. So when two halogen atoms are attached to same carbon atom, then it is called as geminal dihalides. Say for example, if I take two carbon atoms, 1 and 2, and if I put two halogen atoms on the same carbon atom, this will be a geminal dihalide. Okay, so two halogen atoms are present on the same carbon atom, so that will be geminal dihalide. If I take three carbon atoms and if I put two halogen atoms on the same carbon atom, then this will be a geminal dihalide. Okay, then polymethylene dihalide. Poly means many, methylene means CH2 group. So when there are many CH2 groups and two halogen atoms are attached to that CH2 groups, the first and the last, then they are called as polymethylene dihalides. Say for example, if I take this example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if I put two halogen atoms on the first and the last carbon atoms, the remaining carbon atoms which are present will have CH2 groups in it. CH2, 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 CH2 and CH2. So there are many CH2 groups, so this will be polymethylene dihalide. And isolated. Isolated means they are not vicinal, they are not geminal, they are not polymethylene dihalides. The halogen atoms are present wherever you want. Say for example, if I put halogen over here, X, and if I put halogen over here, X. Now this will be CH3. This is isolated dihalides. Actually, we are not interested in the classification of dihalides because in our syllabus dihalides are not there. Before it was there, but this year dihalides are not there. So vicinal, geminal, only for the information you should know what is vicinal, what is geminal, what is polymethylene, what is isolated. Okay, so only for the information you should know, because when you are going to go to the next topics, say for example, if you go to aldehydes and ketones, you are going to come across the geminal dihalides. If you go to the alcohols, then you are going to come across vicinal dihalides. When you go to polymer chemistry, you are going to come across polymethylene dihalides. So for just for information we should know. So this is the classification of dihalides. Now if you look at the monohalogen derivatives of alkanes, the classification is primary, secondary, tertiary. You cannot take quaternary because in quaternary the carbon is attached to 4 carbon atoms, so you cannot put halogen atom on that particular carbon atom, so you cannot say that quaternary alkyl halide is present. So for the CET, the question can be asked, which of the following alkyl halide is not possible? And the options will be primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide, tertiary alkyl halide, and quaternary alkyl halide. So the answer will be quaternary alkyl halide, because see, for example, now the central carbon atom is a quaternary carbon atom, and you cannot put halogen atom on that particular carbon atom because all the valencies of carbon are satisfied. So quaternary alkyl halide is not possible. You cannot put halogen over here. If you put the halogen over here, then carbon will be attached to 5 different groups, which is not at all possible. Okay. You have to just remember that carbon valency of carbon is 4. So this is the basic principle of organic chemistry. In organic chemistry, the valency of carbon is 4, and if you keep it in mind that valency of carbon is 4, organic chemistry is very simple. But if you forget that the valency of carbon is 4, then organic chemistry म्हणजे थोडक्यात काय तर रांगोळी आपण म्हणतो ना, तसा प्रकार आहे. म्हणजे कारण ऑर्गॅनिक केमिस्ट्रीमध्ये मॅक्झिमम तुम्ही जर बघितलं तर तुम्हाला असं दिसेल की तुम्हाला मॅक्झिमम ज्या रिॲक्शन जे आहेत त्या रिॲक्शन्स आहेत, आणि त्याच्यामध्ये कार्बन दिसेल, हायड्रोजन दिसेल, ऑक्सिजन दिसेल, आणखी काय काय दिसेल. से फॉर एक्झाम्पल, समजा तुम्हाला एखादा फॉर्म्युला काढायचा आहे आणि तुम्हाला ऑर्गॅनिक केमिस्ट्री म्हणजे काय माहितीच नाहीये, आणि तुम्हाला हा फॉर्म्युला लिहायचा आहे. ह्याच्यामध्ये सी दिसतोय, एच दिसतोय, 3 खाली लिहिलेलं दिसतंय, वजा परत सी परत एच आणि 3 खाली दिसतंय. म्हणजे ही वजाबाकी जर आपण धरली तर उत्तर काय येणार, तर 0 येणार जर आपल्याला ऑर्गॅनिक केमिस्ट्री माहिती नसेल तर. पण जर आपल्याला ऑर्गॅनिक केमिस्ट्री माहिती आहे आणि कार्बनची व्हॅलन्सी 4 आहे हे जर आपल्याला माहिती असेल तर आपण असं म्हणू शकतो की CH3 याचा अर्थ हा जो कार्बन ॲटम जो आहे हा 3 कार्बन ॲटम्सना जोडलेला आहे, आणि चौथी व्हॅलन्सी कार्बनची जी आहे ती या कार्बनला जोडलेली आहे. तसंच हा कार्बन जो आहे तो 3 हायड्रोजन्सला जोडलेला आहे, आणि चौथी व्हॅलन्सीसाठी हा आहे. म्हणजे CH3 मायनस CH3 नाही येते, तर CH3 आणि CH3 यांच्यामध्ये बॉन्ड आहे, आणि आपल्याला हे जे कंपाऊंड जे आहे की ज्याला आपण इथेन म्हणतो हे कंपाऊंड आहे. त्यामुळे एक लक्षात ठेवायचं की ऑर्गॅनिक केमिस्ट्रीमध्ये कार्बनची व्हॅलन्सी जी आहे ती 4 आहे. आता समजा कोणीतरी असं काहीतरी काढलं, ज्याला केमिस्ट्री माहिती नाही, तो म्हणेल षटकोन काढलाय, आणि षटकोन काढल्याने परत मध्ये मध्ये रेगा मारलेले आहेत. पण जो केमिस्ट्री शिकतोय त्याला माहिती आहे हा षटकोन नाही, ते हे बेन्झिनचं स्ट्रक्चर आहे. बेन्झिन रिंग जी आहे ती बेन्झिन काढलेली आहे, आणि याच्यामध्ये 6 कार्बन ॲटम्स आहेत आणि 6 हायड्रो ॲटम्स आहेत, आणि जे एक रेग मारलेली दिसते ती सिंगल बॉन्ड आहे, आणि 2 रेगा मारलेले आहेत त्या डबल बॉन्ड आहेत, आणि अल्टरनेट सिंगल आणि डबल बॉन्ड असं बेन्झिनचं स्ट्रक्चर जे हे स्ट्रक्चर आहे. म्हणजे थोडक्यात काय, तर आपल्याला कार्बन केमिस्ट्री स्टडी करत असताना आपल्याला कार्बनची व्हॅलन्सी जी आहे ती व्हॅलन्सी ही 4 आहे हे आपल्या डोक्यामध्ये जे आहे हे अत्यंत महत्त्वाचं आहे. ओके, जरा थोडासा मी असं म्हणेन की एक टाइमपास जो आहे तो टाइमपास म्हणा, किंवा आपण असं म्हणू की हे ऑर्गॅनिक केमिस्ट्री स्टडी करत असताना काही गमती जमती ज्या होतात त्या गमती जमतीच्या संदर्भामध्ये मी बोललो. आता आपल्याला मोनो हॅलोजन डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ऑफ अल्केन्स ह्यांचं क्लासिफिकेशन करत असताना हे क्लासिफिकेशन जे हे क्लासिफिकेशन आपण बघितलं. आता अल्कीज म्हणजे थोडक्यात काय, तर मोनो हॅलोजन डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ऑफ अल्किन्स. ह्या अल्किन्सचं जर क्लासिफिकेशन जर समजा करायचं असेल तर आपल्याला असं म्हणू शकतो अलायलिक हॅलाइड्स. आता अलायलिक हॅलाइड्स म्हणजे काय, तर अलायलिक हॅलाइड्स मध्ये एक बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर असं असतं, 3 कार्बन ॲटम्स मी घेतलेले आहेत, आणि 3 कार्बन ॲटम्स मध्ये मी डबल बॉन्ड जो आहे तो डबल बॉन्ड टाकलेला आहे, आणि मग आता मी हॅलोजन ॲटम जोडतो शेवटच्या कार्बन ॲटमला, And if I put the hydrogen atoms like this, CH2, CH and CH2X. This particular group is called as allylic group, and halogen atom is attached to this allylic group. So this is allylic halide. Now this allylic halide, if you look at this particular allylic halide, or if you look at the previous examples which we have all taken, the halogen atom was attached to sp3 hybridized carbon. You have come across the word hybridization in the Evans standard. In the chemical bonding and molecular structure, hybridization was involved, and sp3 hybridization, all alkanes are sp3 hybridized. So the hybridization of carbon in alkanes is sp3, and when the halogen atom was attached to that particular sp3 hybridized carbon, we got the monohalogen derivatives of alkanes like primary, secondary and tertiary. But when you come to alkenes, if you look over here, you will find that the first carbon atom which I have shown over here is sp2 hybridized because there is a double bond. Okay, so this particular carbon is sp2 hybridized. This particular carbon is also sp2 hybridized because there is a double bond. And if you take this particular carbon atom, it is sp3 hybridized because there is single bond in it. So when the halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon, to which is attached to sp2 hybridized carbon, it is called as allylic halide. So allylic halide is nothing but the halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon, and that particular sp3 hybridized carbon is attached to sp2 hybridized carbon. Okay, I will take one more example. Say for example, I will take this. This is not benzene. It is a hexagonal ring containing 6 carbon atoms. Okay, but there is no double bond I have shown over here. Now if I put halogen atom to any of the carbon atoms, okay, and now if I put the double bond over here, now if you look over here, you will find that this particular carbon, the halogen atom is attached. So this particular carbon is sp3 hybridized carbon, and this sp3 hybridized carbon is attached to this carbon atom which is sp2 hybridized. So this is also allylic halide. So allylic halide is the halide in which the halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon, to which is attached to the sp2 hybridized carbon. So that is called as allylic halide. Okay, then vinylic halide. What is mean by vinylic halide? I will take 2 carbon atoms and I will write the double bond between 2 carbon atoms, and I will put the halogen atom on the any of the carbon atoms. Say for example, I have written the halogen atom over here, and if I put the hydrogens CH2, then double bond CH and X. This particular group is called as vinyl group, and the halogen atom is attached, so it is called as vinylic halide. So vinylic halide, you have come across vinyl chloride, which is a monomer of PVC, polyvinyl chloride. So polyvinyl chloride is like this: CH2 double bond CH and then Cl. This is vinyl chloride, and if you carry out its polymerization process, that means joining of many units together, you get polyvinyl chloride. So if you take many times of this vinyl chloride, and if you carry out the polymerization, you will get CH2, CH, then Cl. Same thing is repeated many times. So this is PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Okay, we are not interested in PVC, that is polyvinyl chloride. We are interested in vinyl chloride or vinyl halide. So vinyl halide is nothing but this particular compound. Now if you look at this particular compound, you will find that in vinyl chloride, the halogen atom is attached to sp2 hybridized carbon. Okay, so halogen is attached to sp2 hybridized carbon, which is attached to another sp2 hybridized carbon. In allylic halide, the halogen atom was attached to sp3 hybridized carbon, which was attached to sp2 hybridized carbon. But here, the halogen atom is attached to sp2 hybridized carbon only. Okay, so this is vinylic halide. Then alkene, and for this alkene we will take haloalkyne. Haloalkyne. Halo means halogen and alkyne means there is a triple bond between the carbon atoms. So for haloalkyne, again we will take two carbon atoms, 1 and 2. Okay, there is a triple bond between these two carbon atoms, and if I put halogen atom on any of the carbon atoms, so this will be haloalkyne. CH, triple bond C and X. So this is haloalkyne. So haloalkyne means the alkyne part is there and the halogen atom is attached to the alkyne part. Now if you look at this particular compound, you will find the halogen atom is attached to sp hybrid carbon. Okay, so when the halogen atom is attached to sp hybrid carbon, then it is called as haloalkyne. See again, when you take primary alkyl halide, the halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybrid carbon. Any primary alkyl halide. In any secondary alkyl halide, the halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon. In any tertiary alkyl halide, the halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon. Okay. If you take allylic halide, you will find that halogen atom is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon, but that particular carbon is attached to sp2 hybridized carbon. That is allylic halide. If you take vinylic halide, you will find in vinylic halide the halogen atom is attached to sp2 hybridized carbon. Okay, and now haloalkyne, the halogen atom is attached to sp hybridized carbon. Now on this also a multiple choice question can be asked. There will be 3 multiple choice questions, like in alkyl halides the carbon is sp3 hybridized, sp2 hybridized, sp hybridized, one more something will be given. Okay, असं काहीतरी दिलं जाईल. किंवा विनायलिक हालाइड मध्ये हॅलोजन जो हॅलोजन ॲटमला जो कार्बन ॲटम जोडलेला आहे त्याच्यामध्ये हायब्रिडायझेशन कोणतं, पुन्हा sp2 sp3 वगैरे केलं जाईल. किंवा हे हॅलो अल्काइन मध्ये हॅलोजन ॲटम ज्या कार्बनला जोडलाय त्याच्यामध्ये हायब्रिडायझेशन कोणतं असं विचारलं जाईल. किंवा मग हे सगळे एकत्र करून एक मोठा प्रश्न जो आहे तो प्रश्न होऊन जाईल. म्हणजे ज्या वेळेला एखादी सीईटीचं हे क्वेश्चन पेपर्स जेव्हा सेट केला जातो त्यावेळेला एक लक्षात घ्यायचं की सीईटीचा जो क्वेश्चन जो आहे तो क्वेश्चन हा 1 मार्काचा असणार आहे. त्यामुळे तो अत्यंत सिंपल असणार आहे. अँड द ऑप्शन्स विल बी ऑल्सो व्हेरी सिंपल. द ऑप्शन्स विल बी ऑब्व्हियस वन. हे ऑप्शन्स अत्यंत ऑब्व्हियस असणार आहेत आणि त्यामुळं ऑप्शन्स आपल्याला आपण फाइंड आउट करू शकतो की वेदर दिस ऑप्शन इज करेक्ट ऑर दिस ऑप्शन इज करेक्ट ऑर दिस ऑप्शन इज करेक्ट. ज्या वेळेला जेईचा पेपर सेट केला जाईल त्यावेळेला ऑप्शन्स जे आहेत ते क्लोज असणार आहेत. त्यामुळे तुम्ही पहिला ऑप्शन वाचलं की तुम्हाला असं वाटणार आहे की हां हेच उत्तर दिसते बहुतेक. दुसरा वाचला अरे हे पण वाटते. तिसरा वाचला अरे हे देखील तेच दिसते. म्हणजे आपलं जम्बलिंग जे आहे ते जम्बलिंग हे होतं आणि मग त्यावेळेला मग आपल्याला परफेक्ट हे जे आहे हे ॲन्सर हे जर आपल्याला परफेक्ट नॉलेज असेल तरच आपण त्याचा ॲन्सर जे आहे ते ॲन्सर देऊ शकतो. अँड इफ यू गिव्ह the correct answer you are going to get 4 marks for that, and if you give wrong answer you are going to lose 5 marks for that, because you are going to lose 4 marks for that particular question and 1 mark for attempting the wrong answer. म्हणजे तुम्ही जे पूर्वी कमवलेलं आहे त्यातला एक तुम्ही घालवणार आहे. 4 तर म्हणजे गेलेलीच आहेत कारण चुकले म्हणून, आणि 5वा जो आहे तो तुम्ही कमवलेला एक घालवणार आहे. म्हणजे +4 -5 असा जेईचा पॅटर्न जो आहे तो पॅटर्न असणार आहे. जेई असेल किंवा नीट असेल, पण ते सीईटीचा पॅटर्न असेल आणि तुम्ही जर समजा बरोबर जर उत्तर दिलं असेल तर यू आर गोइंग टू गेट 1 मार्क. अँड जर रॉंग आन्सर असेल तर यू आर गोइंग टू लूज दॅट पर्टिक्युलर मार्क. फक्त एकच मार्क मायनस होणार आहे. आपण कमवलं इथलं काही जाणार नाही. त्यामुळं आपण असं म्हणू की +1 किंवा +0. म्हणजे इथं तुमचं काय मायनस काय होणार नाही आहे तेच तसंच राहणार आहे. काही फरक पडणार नाही. आणि म्हणून जेव्हा तुम्ही JEE किंवा नीटची एक्झाम ज्यावेळेला द्याल त्यावेळेला तुम्हाला काय करावं लागणार आहे तर ॲन्सर जे आहेत ते ॲन्सर्स अगदी स्पेसिफिक आपल्याला हे द्यावे लागणार आहेत. म्हणजे आपल्याला जर नॉलेज परफेक्ट असेल तरच आपण उत्तर द्या. जर मी तर असं सजेस्ट करणे पहिल्याच लेक्चरमध्ये सजेस्ट करतोय, जर तुम्ही JEE किंवा नीटमध्ये जर तुम्ही एखाद्या प्रश्नाबद्दल जर साशंक असाल आणि तुम्हाला त्या प्रश्नाचं उत्तर जर माहिती नसेल तर डोंट अटेम्प्ट इट. अटेम्प्ट करू नका. तुम्ही जर अटेम्प्ट केला नाही तर तुमचे फक्त 4 मार्क जाणार आहेत. तुम्ही कमवलेला मार्क जो आहे 5वा तो जाणार नाहीये. पण तुम्ही अटेम्प्ट करून चुकलात तर मात्र तुमचा मार्क जो आहे तो मार्क कमवलेल्यातला जाणार आहे. हे सुरुवातीच्याच ह्याच्यामध्ये मी तुम्हाला सांगून टाकतो. बरं, अल्काईनच्या बाबतीमध्ये आपण बघितलं हॅलो अल्काईन्स. आणि आता त्याच्यानंतर मग आपल्याला ॲरोमॅटिक हायड्रोकार्बन्स बघायचे. नाही, ॲरोमॅटिक हायड्रोकार्बन्समध्ये आपण बघणार आहे अराईल हॅलाइड्स. आणि अराईल हॅलाइड्समध्ये आपण काय करणार आहे, बेन्झिन घेणार आहे. बेन्झिन इज ॲरोमॅटिक हायड्रोकार्बन. आणि ह्या बेन्झिनला समजा मी हॅलोजन आयटम जोडला X. दिस इज अराईल हॅलाइड. ओके, म्हणजे थोडक्यात काय ॲरोमॅटिक हॅलाइड. मग बेन्झिन घ्या, नॅफ्थॅलिन घ्या, अँथ्रासिन घ्या, काहीही तुम्ही घ्या आणि त्याला हॅलोजन आयटम जोडा. सो दॅट विल बी अराईल हॅलाइड. So this is the classification of halogen, or you may say halogen derivatives or halogen compounds. So today we have seen the halogen derivatives of different, you can say, the hydrocarbons like alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, aromatic compounds. What is mean by these halogen derivatives? Halogen derivatives म्हणजे नक्की काय हे आपण बघितलं. मग त्यामध्ये हॅलोजन्स कोणते आहेत ते आपण बघितलं. त्यातले हॅलोजन्स कोणते घ्यायचे नाहीत ते देखील आपण बघितलं. त्यामध्ये फक्त एक लक्षात ठेवायचं आहे की ॲस्टाटाईन जो आहे तो हॅलोजन हा हॅलोजनमध्ये कन्सिडर करायचा नाही, कारण तो रेडिओ ॲक्टिव्ह असल्यामुळे त्याचं लाईफ जे आहे ते लाईफ खूप कमी आहे. मी असं म्हणेन ते मोस्ट स्टेबल आयसोटोप ऑफ ॲस्टाटाईन, द 5th हॅलोजन, इज अबाउट 8 to 10 यू कॅन से आवर्स. 8 ते 10 तास फक्त त्याचं हे आहे. आणि बाकीचे जे आहेत ॲस्टाटाईनचे जे आयसोटोप जे आहेत त्यांचं तर अक्षरशः म्हणजे एक तर आयसोटोप असं आहे की त्याचं हाफ लाईफ जे आहे ते फक्त 50 सेकंड्स आहे, 50 सेकंद. म्हणजे आपण ते बघेपर्यंत तो सगळा संपून जाणार आहे. आणि म्हणून ॲस्टाटाईन आपण घेत नाही आहे. आणि आपल्याला माहिती आहे की ॲस्टाटाईनचा ॲटॉमिक नंबर जो आहे तो 85 आहे. आणि 82च्या पुढचे जे आपले एलिमेंट जे आहेत तर त्या एलिमेंट जे आहेत हे सगळे रेडिओ ॲक्टिव्ह आहेत. त्यामुळे ॲटोमॅटिकली ॲस्टाटाईन हा रेडिओ ॲक्टिव्हमध्ये जातो. आणि फ्लोरीनच्या बाबतीमध्ये बघितलं तर फ्लोरीन हायली रिॲक्टिव्ह आहे, त्यामुळे फ्लोरीन घ्यायचं नाही. मग मॉडरेटली रिॲक्टिव्ह हॅलोजन जे आहेत त्यामध्ये क्लोरीन, ब्रोमीन आणि आयोडीन हे 3 मॉडरेटली रिॲक्टिव्ह असणार आहेत. आणि त्यांचं आपण हे डेरिव्हेटिव्स केलेले आहेत. ते डेरिव्हेटिव्स करताना आपण अल्केनचे डेरिव्हेटिव्स बघितले, नंतर अल्कीनचे डेरिव्हेटिव्स बघितले, त्यानंतर अल्काईनचे डेरिव्हेटिव्स बघितले आणि ॲरोमॅटिक कंपाऊंडचे डेरिव्हेटिव्हचे ते डेरिव्हेटिव्स बघितले. तर आजच्यासाठी एवढं मला वाटतं सफिशियंट आहे. पुढच्या लेक्चरमध्ये आपण हे जे हॅलोजन डेरिव्हेटिव्ज ऑफ अल्केन्स जे आहेत यांचं आपण नॉमेनक्लेचर जे बघणार आहे ते नॉमेनक्लेचर, मग त्यामध्ये आपण कॉमन सिस्टीम बघणार आहे, तसंच IUPAC सिस्टीम देखील बघणार आहे. अँड हाऊ द नेम्स आर गिवन, किंवा थोडक्यात मी असं म्हणेन की त्यांचं बारसं आपल्याला उभे करायचं आहे. आपण वेगवेगळे उदाहरणं घेऊ आणि त्यांचं बारसं जे आहे ते आपण उद्या करूया. तर उद्याच्या लेक्चरमध्ये आपलं जे असेल तर ते नॉमेनक्लेचर ऑफ these halogen derivatives. Thank you very much.